that the major prophets had very serious and difficult message to tell the people, but the people didn't want to hear these sort of messages. But it was their jobs. So difficult, right, being a prophet? Did the minor prophets have an easier job? Let's have a quick recap on major prophets and learn about the minor prophets this week. Let's go.
If you missed the lesson, here is the quick version. Isaiah, the first book of the prophets. Isaiah had a very long ministry, hence the 66 chapters. The name Isaiah means Yahweh is salvation, which is also the message of the book, that God is holy, that He will judge sin, but the hope is that He will be our salvation. Yahweh is the Hebrew name for God in the Old Testament. Some translate it as Jehovah or the Lord with capital letters. During the time of the Israelites, Yahweh was spelled without any vowels, Yahweh, making it hard to pronounce. So the Israelites decided never to say the name of the Lord out loud. Isaiah warned the people that if they were disobedient and chose to be unfaithful to God, He would be sad and angry, and He would have to punish them to get them back on track. And if they continued in their bad ways, trouble in the form of the Babylonian Empire was imminent. Jeremiah, another long book with 52 chapters. Jeremiah had a tough life and lived during a tough time. He saw wave after wave of suffering and hardships in exile. He saw the destruction of the temple. He was the prophet of bad news and warnings for more than 40 years, and nobody listened to him. His messages of impending judgment were never welcomed and often ignored. But Jeremiah never gave up. He kept going. He kept doing what God wanted him to do. Lamentations is a book believed to be written by Jeremiah. The book of Lamentations is a collection of laments, which are sad songs that describe the loss of Jerusalem. Ezekiel's ministry was about 22 years. God used Ezekiel in rather strange and unusual ways to proclaim a message of judgment for sins committed by the Israelites. For 39 days, he had to lie out in the street looking at a brick and eating bread cooked in poop. Ew! But in all that, the message was that God in His mercy would offer the people a hope that one day they would be restored. We have one final major prophet to cover next week.